money, they were also getting your passcode. And so any one of those people who got those requests and haven't done so, I would tell them immediately change their passcode. Do not change it to familiar phrases and paraphrases and such. Develop a combination of name, of numbers and letters, and even some of the upper characters like the pound symbol and the and symbol or the dollar signal, the dollar sign, somewhere within your code, and change your code regularly. I recommend changing at least every 2 months.
Yeah. Should we take this seriously in the sense? Oh, knock a key. Should we take the next one too? Okay. Should we take this seriously? You know, a lot of people tend to be like, "Oh, it's not gonna happen to me," and I know I don't this, I don't that. Is this something that we should be taking seriously on a daily basis?
Absolutely, absolutely. Here again, it goes back to what we spoke about moving into this global economy. And again, in the global economy, there is no borders, and you are responsible for your own protection. We talk about the ACH that's coming online. If you check the financial institutions within the U.S., and I don't know if we even have any protection built into our current data laws concerning loss of monies and such, like in the U.S., the banks are mostly responsible for any type of incidents, whereas if you could prove it was not your responsibility, such as credit card fraud, you're responsible for the first $50. I don't know in particular if those are built in. But whereas you have, say, for instance, you have individuals out there that as soon as the Bahamas go online, they will be using the exact same format that we talk about the Hotmail. They will begin to go into Bank of the Bahamas or Royal RBC or Scotiabank and begin to mimic their login process. And then you will go into the whole process. You'll get an email asking you to that Scotiabank or RBC or whatever particular bank is asking you to verify your particular information. And again, you go in and enter all your information, and in a fraction of a second, it's all gone. You know, and when they finish, they'll take you back to the real Royal Bank. But what it does is you just provided most of the times with most of the information for them to assume your identity without ever meeting you, without ever taking your purse or coming into your house, because they have basically got you to send them the information willingly. And we talk about shopping globally. A lot of us have credit cards from the banks. We have it from the U.S. institutions and such. And so as we begin to shop more and more, basically it's just having us to become aware. You know, that's one of the biggest things one of the biggest errors that we make in our judgment, is that we just treat it nonchalant. We think, when I get robbed, is the person going to physically come and take the money out of my pocket. You know, you could empty your bank account in a matter of minutes. You know, ACH going on, I'm sure they're working on some strengthening security. They will have, I would assume that everything in their place, but they cannot do anything about you voluntarily giving up the information to your bank account. And that's where the problem is. And so it's an education process where I think that the BACH may most likely begin to take an approach of educating us into this new global economy, this e-commerce thing, to understand there is some risk that goes along with it. But you could minimize the risk simply by being aware. Treating your credit cards as cash. Just as you wouldn't leave your $100 sitting on the table, you don't leave your credit card sitting on the table. As soon as they get the information, they naturally assume your identity, and they don't have to be here. They shop on the internet and have it shipped and drop shipped to wherever they are.
Wow. And finally, I would have asked you the question what you would have mentioned. Police say, well, we're going to investigate this. Very rarely are they able to deal with internet crime, are they?
No, because it's a challenge even for large countries such as the United States, because of what you have is the cross-border of these crimes. The individual can be sitting in Italy, commit the crime here in the Bahamas, shop in the U.S., and have the product shipped to South Africa. So what happens? Whose jurisdiction? And you're going to have an individual who's going to say, they just used my credit card for $2,000. So so you're going to call up the police station and says, we have Miss Bakisha here in the Bahamas, and they just got her for $2,000. We need you now to drop all the resources we have investigating murders and other major cases to find out who took her money, and then try to prove them guilty in that respect. So the best thing is going to be prevention.
Thank you very much. anything else you wish to add?
Well, I would hope that there's a lot of Bahamians that are involved in the technology field, and some of us have returned home, and we have worked continuously in the background, making preparations in spite of the challenges we have faced. But there's a lot of us that are still within the U.S. and in Canada and various parts of the Caribbean would like to see our Bahamas move forward, because ultimately, no matter what country we are in, this is our home. Okay, this is where our kids, they are Bahamians, and this is what we would like to preserve the Bahamas, and help us actually move forward towards the first class nation. We would like to, when they say G10 nation, to have the Bahamas being one of those G10s.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah. Here you are. Here you are in your email account. Okay, let me go here. Where is my... Okay. Let me move them all over here. Yeah.
One monitor to the next.
Yeah.
Cool, right?
Okay. Here you are in your email.
So which one to go on?
Huh?
Follow him.
Over here. I'm gonna move them all. I'm gonna move them. Okay. And so this is what happens here. You're gonna have this one.
Okay.
Okay. Here you are. You are looking through your email.
Right.
Okay. In a fraction of a second, that happens.
Oh.
Now, you naturally believe that you just signed out of your account.
Right.
So
That
what you
happened to me
do,
before.
what you do now is you go back into and you go back to sign in. And so what happens is when you sign in, and instantly it goes away.
Wow.
And it looks as if though this comes right back up.
Right.
And so you said, oh, okay, I'm signed back in. But that never went anywhere. That never went anywhere. Now, what you would have just done was just sent your information off to someone else. If you come over here to this screen, here you have what is called anonymous messages. And so curiosity gets the best of you. So here's what it says, my camera still isn't working, message me. And then what you do is curiosity has you click it.
Okay.
And so here it is that you just went to someone you didn't know, or you may even get a picture, and you have a picture saying, do you know this picture? Do you know this person?
Right.
As such. And instantaneously, you say curiosity gets the best of you. And that takes you to this picture. Meet single guys, meet single girls, make $1 million.
Right.
All these different things. And it actually takes you into the scripting information. This is why it's important to have a strong phishing program to actually prevent these occurrences from happening. But that's phishing is just one of the things of one of many things of internet crimes that we within the Bahamas ourselves we're going to encounter. And even though education is our primary goal, we would be available for consultation as far as the police department is concerned, concerning training as well as making sure that they have the proper equipment. Because what happens is, and here we talk about embracing this new age. Forensic computing is one of the largest growing industry where if the parents knew that their kids could get paid in computing, actually most people make more money than doctors and lawyers.
I know.
As such. So so we have these various different disciplines within the technology field that we just have to prepare our kids for.
I really want you all to get out of that place.
Huh? Well, we aggressively moving towards it.
We're good, though.